They said I was lucky to marry Tunde Owolabi. I used to believe it too. Every woman in church wanted him. Every auntie said I should hold him tight. And in public, he treated me like glass. Opened doors. Kissed my forehead. Posted me on Instagram with sweet captions like, "My peace in a mad world." But no one saw the silence in our bedroom. No one saw the nights he turned his back on me and slept like I wasn't there. No one saw the lipstick stain I saw last Monday on his white shirt. It was bright red and it wasn't mine. I haven't worn red lipstick since our honeymoon in Cape Town, which was a long time ago. I stared at the shirt for a long time. I wanted to believe maybe it was my own. Maybe it stained during laundry. Maybe it was makeup from hugging someone. But deep down, something in me broke. Still, I washed the shirt like a fool. I scrubbed it hard with bitter tears and bleach until it looked brand new, just like our marriage looked from the outside. That night, while he snored beside me, I checked his phone. I knew his password. His ego was so big, so he never thought I'd look. I wish I hadn't. There was a message from M. "I miss your hands on my back. Yesterday was too short." Tunde replied, "I'll make it longer tomorrow. Wear the black sexy one I like." My heart stopped. Who was M? I sat on the edge of the bed, shaking. My mouth was dry. I wanted to scream, but instead, there were so many M's in our lives. Miriam, our cleaner. Modop K, his secretary. Miriam, my cousin. No, not Miriam, it couldn't be Miriam. She lived with us. My mother's sister's child. We grew up together. Slept on the same bed. She cried when I got married. Held my hand during IVF. Prayed for me. Cooked for me when I was too tired. Miriam wouldn't do that. She couldn't. But the next morning, I saw it. Her bright red lipstick. The exact same shade. Sitting on the bathroom sink like a quiet confession. I didn't say anything. Not yet. I wanted to be sure. I needed proof. I needed a sign from God. Because my heart was already drowning. The Owolabis hosted a charity dinner that weekend. The entire Lagos elite was there. Cameras, influencers, politicians' wives. I wore my best lace gown and smiled like my world wasn't falling apart. Miriam came with us. She wore black. The same black dress he mentioned in the message. Sexy tight, long-sleeved, with a slit that screams him. They didn't talk much during the party. But they looked at each other. The kind of look that passes heat in silence. I pretended not to notice. I danced. I drank. I smiled. Until I got tired and stepped out to get air. That was when I saw it. Through the glass window. In the corner behind the kitchen. Where the staff passed. Tunde and Miriam. His hand on her waist, her head tilted back, his lips on hers. I couldn't breathe. I didn't move, I just stood there, staring at the man I married and the girl I called sister. Kissing like I never existed. I couldn't sleep that night. I sat by the window, holding my phone, staring into nothing. My heart wasn't just broken, it was confused, angry, and disgusted. I kept hearing and seeing that kiss. My husband. My cousin. Her own blood. Blood is blood, so I thought. But sometimes, blood stains worse than strangers ever could. I closed my eyes, and for a moment, the memories came rushing back.
Flashback. Mimi. Don't run too fast, little Amira shouted, chasing her cousin through the compound. They were barely 7 and 8, but they were more like twins than cousins. They grew up together, same house, same clothes, same plate of food. Whenever Amira got in trouble, Miriam would lie that it was her fault.
When Miriam was sick, Amira would cry like it was her own illness. Ami, promise me we'll never keep secrets. Miriam had whispered one night when they were both lying on the same bed, staring at the ceiling fan. I swear, Amira said. Even if you fall in love with the same man I love, tell me. Miriam giggled then. Never. That can never happen. Present. Amira snapped out of the memory as she heard the front door creak open. Ton walked in casually like he hadn't just shattered her world. She stood up slowly. Where are you coming from? She asked, her voice calm, but dangerous. He looked at her, confused. Excuse me. You kissed her. Her voice cracked. I saw you. At the party. You kissed Miriam. For a moment, silence. Then, he chuckled. Actually chuckled. You need help, Amira. She blinked. You think I'm lying? I think you're paranoid. And jealous. You've always been too sensitive. Amira took a step closer. You're calling me crazy now? Tunde shook his head and dropped his car keys on the table. I don't have time for this tonight. She blocked his path. Tell me the truth. You're sleeping with my cousin, aren't you? He paused. Looked her straight in the eyes. And then, in the coldest tone she'd ever heard him use, he said, you're the reason this marriage is falling apart. Always suspicious. Always nagging. No man wants to come home to that. Amira's lips trembled. So you blame me? You pushed me away, Amira, he hissed. Don't act like the victim. Tunde grabbed his phone, walked out, and slammed the door. He didn't look back. And this time, he didn't return. That night, Amira sat on the cold floor. Tears streamed down her face, not just because of the betrayal, but because she now knew two things. One, her marriage was built on lies. Two, her own blood had helped destroy it. Blood is blood, she whispered again. But sometimes, blood cuts deeper than a knife.
It was barely 6 a.m. when the call came in. Amira was still on the floor where she had cried herself to sleep when her phone rang violently. A call from an unknown number came in. She wiped her face and picked it. Hello. Is this Mrs. Amira Owolabi? A female voice asked. Yes, who is this? This is Nurse Chinia from Life Path Hospital. Your husband was rushed in unconscious around 5 a.m. Amira sat up. Unconscious. What happened? I don't have all the details, Ma. But you might want to come quickly. The caller hung up. Amira didn't even have time to think. She grabbed her wrapper, threw on slippers, and rushed out without combing her hair. The hospital reception was buzzing. Cameras flashed from outside. Journalists were everywhere. Mrs. Owolabi, one of them shouted. Is it true you poisoned your husband? Did you catch him cheating, Ma? Was it a crime of passion? Security pushed them back as she rushed into the building, confused and shaking. Where is my husband? She asked the nurse at the front desk. Before the woman could answer, Miriam appeared, crying. Dressed in black. Surrounded by two of Ton's sisters. You still have the guts to come here. Miriam hissed, her mascara running. Amira blinked. Miriam, what's going on? One of the sisters stepped forward and slapped Amira. Hard. You think we don't know? She screamed. You're evil. You poisoned him because he chose our cousin over you. Amira froze. What? Miriam turned to the nurses. Please call security. She shouldn't be here. No. Amira shouted. I didn't do anything. But before she could explain, two policemen walked in. Madam Amira Owolabi. Yes, she whispered. You are under arrest for the attempted murder of your husband, Mr. Ton Owolabi. Amira collapsed to her knees. The cell stank of sweat, urine, and hopelessness. She sat in a corner, hugging her knees, shaking. Her phone had been seized, her wrist ached from the handcuffs. She hadn't eaten. On the second day, her lawyer came. "They are pinning this on you, Amira. And the evidence." "What evidence?" "The food he ate. The drink. All from your house." "And?" He paused. "And what?" "Miriam already gave a statement that you threatened him. She said you found out about the affair and said, 'If I can't have him, nobody will.'" Amira's mouth hung open. "She lied," she whispered. "I know. But you're going to need more than words to prove it." In court, no one sat on her side. Not even her own mother. She looked back and saw empty chairs. Not one person believed her. Not one person stood up. But when the judge granted bail, she didn't even react. Because for Amira, something inside her had already died. Her name was trending for all the wrong reasons. The world now knew her as the wife who tried to kill her husband. But in her heart, she knew the truth. And if she had to burn the whole world to prove it, she would.